Hello again, everyone. This is my latest video, my long overdue PARD 019 NV spotter video. This spotter was kindly lent to me by Ash of customriflescopes.com, and they have these spotters in stock right now. The reason for the delay? Well, I met up as soon as I got the PARD arrived. I met up with buddies Davey Whale and Bruce from the Night Vision Forum, who many of you will know. He's a bit of a guru, and we did an assessment of the PARD, which you'll see. It's coming after this, whichever way. We then fed our feedback back to Ash of Custom Rifle Scopes. By then, he was also getting feedback from some happy, some not happy customers who'd pre-ordered the NV019, and he set about remedying it. So partly with our feedback and feedback others gave him, he came up with a solution. So bottom line, the PARD NV019 is a low price night vision spotter. It's day and night capability, it's got decent zoom, decent focus. The problem was the eyepiece. The focus, the diopter, the eyepiece, didn't have a focus ring. And the engineers, the clever engineers in China, hadn't fully grasped at the time. They were all suffering mutually the effects of myopia. Short-sightedness is very common, is exceptionally common in China apparently. We've done some Googling and discovered this after the event. But so they got this budget spotter made on a budget, brilliant quality. I mean, you'll see in the video spotting roe deer in daylight out to 800 meters, in darkness out to 500 meters. You'll see footage of Bruce following a fox at 350 to 400 meters. The problem was the eyepiece. So I hastily returned, after doing that initial initial review, I hastily returned the loaner. Ash did some work on it and sent it back, and I've got it in front of me. So the bulk of this video is going to be the footage that we've previously captured, including comparing the NV019, which retails for about $225, including the customriflescopes.com discount, and the comparing against the 25mm handheld arm's length spotter, which is it's basically entry-level night vision, handheld night vision for about 125 quid, which is you can't fault that. So many of us cannot afford the top range of night vision devices and thermals. The handheld 16mm and 25mm lens spotters are solutions for some of us, and for the next step up, the NV019, basically we've now done our assessment, and Ash has sorted, we believe, the eyepiece problem. I'll include some footage captured by my good lady when she gets home from work, of me demonstrating. Right, so what's in the box? This is the PARD NV019. And you get an instruction book, half Chinese, half English, split into two halves obviously. Halfway mark, there's the English section. Operations manual. You've got the spotter itself, and inside the packing there's a download cable. This spotter is something else. Oh, there we see underneath the 1/4 inch UNC universal camera tripod thread. We've got the port for the USB card, the USB cable, and the SD card. There we go. And that's the top of the device. Everyone picks it up when the eyepiece is not on, because mine initially was off for a while. It sort of I ham-fistedly peeled it back and it came off. Everyone looks at this thinking that the fat end, this end, is the lens. Nope, that's the objective lens. We've got the knurled cover of the battery compartment. You've got the PARD style IR illuminator, which this knob pulls out. Let's just demonstrate. Yep, there we go. Pulls out, pushes in to either widen and diffuse or focus and narrow the beam. That is your wide angle telephoto zoom for the objective lens, up to 6 times optical zoom. And the second knurl knob, this one, is your focus. It is quite a fine focus, quite easy to overfocus it, but you'll see why in the video. You've got controls on top, power for recording photography, menu button. Within the menu you've got plus and minus, and you've got playback functions and such like, and you've also got a 3-level IR illuminator control. Handling wise, this is a very, very light device, very handy. The screen is actually about here, so the rear half of this device, from here to here, is basically a conical rectangle, or rectangular cone if you like, and you've got the viewing screen about here, and the technology is all contained here. So what was wrong with the initial batch? They weren't focusable for the average day-to-day Western eyes. Unless you have sort of 20/20 vision or better, you couldn't focus on the menu. Let's switch it on. You couldn't focus on the menu, and bottom right there the battery, and bottom left the Wi-Fi symbol, top right the IR illumination. You couldn't focus on any of that, although you could focus using this knob on the side. You could focus on your target. So this example has now got this fixed. You can see here there's a lens just inside, and my finger's just touching it. Try not to touch it, but basically there's a lens that's now been housed within this collar. So this is a slightly tatty example because it's the loaner, and it's the one I accidentally damaged the first time I had it on loan. That lens fixes the eyepiece problem, and fixes the lack of a diopter to adjust the eyepiece, I should say, because this knurled knob doesn't move. Other than that, optical zoom 1:6, focus, recording, and you can stream. You can activate the Wi-Fi and stream to an app on your phone. You've got all the controls. Great bit of kit. So coming up is the footage that from myself and Bruce and Davey recorded out and about in Aberdeenshire in midsummer. So it was still quite light, sort of getting on for midnight. I'll be back.
I can read all the menu items, but if I hit straight in front of me, I'm losing the left-hand text of every menu item. Simple as that. I would say I'm losing between maybe 15% of the screen.
Yeah, so the circle of your vision through that eyepiece
I'm seeing top and
with
bottom, but I'm cropping left and right pretty badly.
But you are seeing the top and the bottom just.
I can see the middle at the top and the bottom in the middle.
Because when I hold it, I can see basically the top and the bottom of the circle are cropped off. You know, they overlap the screen, so I can see. I only have to hold it a foot away from my eye for it to be perfect. So you're holding it a bit further than that.
Well, if I come to there, I'm losing focus.
Yeah. All right.
I need to be there to get.
And you're +2 on glasses.
I'm +2.
Well, I'm +1 on reading glasses.
Well, that's the difference. You're able to come in closer.
Yeah. So if
I take my glasses off, I have to put it so far away.
Yeah.
That my arms run along.
Your arms. You need arms my length.
My glasses are. Well, even then. I mean, I'll tell you what you could do though. You could put it. I'll tell you what we could try. We'll put it on the tripod.
Yep.
Right.
On the trigger sticks. Yeah, don't drop it, whatever you do. Nice evening now, it's stopped raining.
Yeah.
We're in northern Aberdeenshire, testing the PARD 019. And some of this will make it onto YouTube, hopefully. Right, so what distance do you have to be from it?
Without my glasses on, fucking miles off it now. Even there, at the foot, even there, for without my glasses, that menu is not in focus.
Right, we'll stand where it is in focus.
I can't get it in focus.
All right.
Simple. No distance that I can stand behind that I can get it in focus. Well, that's me in focus. But can you read the text? You're not far away now.
So you're about 4 foot away?
Well, your eyesight's better than mine. Record audio.
Right, well Bruce, can you come and hold this and I'll do the same test?
Sure.
It's recording right now.
Okay.
So. Done. I'm +1 on reading glasses, and so that's all nicely in focus, but comfortably. Yeah, it's all still in focus. I come to about here. Yeah, about there, which is just,
That's a good foot and a foot 15 inches, I would say.
yeah. So.
But okay, so the menu is in focus.
Yep.
But how much of the whole image is cropped? You're not seeing the whole image, are you?
No. There is daylight and grass above and below the menu. So I'm seeing the circular through the viewfinder. I'm seeing that the viewfinder's meeting the rectangle of the screen, but there is the actual, beyond that, the image, there's a bit of sky and a bit of grass. So
but I think it's cropping more to the left and right.
So, but you've just done the test, so a +2 lens, about 6mm back from here, fixes it for was that for all three of us?
I was a 2.5 lens hard against it, and it was perfect for me.
Right.
Without my glasses on.
Similar.
You were similar.
But you needed it back off a bit.
I needed it back off about 6mm.
About 6mm off it,
Roughly 6mm, because I'm +1 with reading glasses.
Yeah, but you could get that in. You could get a lens like that inside the rubber eye cup.
Rubber eye cup, yeah.
And that would work.
If the rubber eye cup was a little bit stiffer to hold it in, yeah. Okay.
You could even actually you could rig up something to put the lens in the right place. You can make a little spacer or something like that.
Yes.
Absolutely. That would simply hold the lens at the right position.
Yeah, absolutely.
And you wouldn't even need the eye cup then.
So that's we've just determined how to fix the problem with focusing the lack of focus on the eyepiece.
Yeah.
We can focus and zoom the objective lens.
That's no problem.
And we're going to check once it gets a bit darker.
See
we'll
if
check how it looks in the darkness and the various strengths of IR illumination. Well, that's us sussed how to fix the eyepiece.
Right. What we're going to do now is we're going to do a field of view test.
Do all that again.
Sorry. I'll try to speak properly this time as well, so people who don't come from my part of the world will understand what I'm saying. The resolution of the screen on the NV019 is not as high as the 007 and 008. This one is 800 by 480 compared to 800 by 600 on the 007 and 008, and it is somewhat noticeable. I think overall the image produced by the 008 is better than the 019.
But this is a lot cheaper as well.
This is a lot cheaper, that's right. That's probably why they're using a lower resolution screen, because it's cheaper to buy.
So what you're holding up a lens, what magnification is that? What power is that lens?
Times 2.5 lens, which
is solving the eye focus problem for you.
For me, who wears +2 diopter spectacles for reading, this times 2.5 magnification lens held hard against the end of the body of the 019 is giving me a perfectly focused image with my eye as close as I'd want it to be, and that was a normal working position for me if I was using it as a spotter.
Right. I take +1 reading glasses, and I found the +2 lens was spot on for me, wasn't it?
Yeah,
I think it was the +2.
with it held slightly away
But
from
with it held about 6 or 7mm away from the screen,
yeah.
not flush. So that's a good test. We've done the field of view test. on 1 mag and 6 mag at 10 meters. And just to show you, and I don't know if this will make it into the video, but the tree on the horizon, the left-hand edge of the right-hand tree is one side of the field of view on 6 mag, and the peak of the left-hand tree is the left-hand side of the field of view. So, and what range is that? Anyone got a handheld rangefinder on them? How far away is that tree?
I don't know.
But anyway, you get the idea, because there's one side, and you can't quite see the other side. So.
See if we get a ping off of this. 201 yards.
201 yards.
200 yards to the tree.
Cool. So it gives you an idea. There's the PARD. The mobile phone is trying to focus on everything because it's too clever for its own good. And I'm trying not to fall over on crutches.
It's 10:25. You can see the lights from the houses in the distance, but the NVO19 is still operating in colour mode, and the image is absolutely excellent. At this distance, it's clear. We're looking across fields. We just spotted a road here which has disappeared, but it was at least 800 yards away, and it would be perfectly viewable and visible with the 019 in the present conditions, the amount of light we have at the moment.
Right.
Hopefully in the next wee while we'll be able to get into night vision mode and see how it performs then.
So that's the PARD 019 on a tripod with a plus 2.5 lens.
A times 2.5 magnification lens, so I can hold it right close to my eye.
Right. So
If I come back, I can't use it.
Yeah, but that's 800 meters and it's nice and clear in daylight, in colour.
Yeah, and that's obviously the PARD is up at its maximum magnification at this point.
Which is about 6, is it?
Times 6, yeah.
But it's crystal clear in full colour daylight.
Aye.
Excellent.
Let me play about with it. Like with most of these very focal lenses, it is focus fussy.
Yes, it is very. It's very easy to.
High mag.
It's very easy to over zoom it, under zoom it, and over focus it.
Yeah.
It's very sensitive focus. I find the same on my PARD 008.
It's because it's using a relatively simple varifocal lens rather than a proper zoom lens to save money. I mean, the homemade NV spotters we built years ago had varifocal lenses, and we had always had the same problem with them.
Right.
You had to fiddle about with the zoom and the telly and the focus to get the image exactly how you wanted it.
So you're liking it, but it needs an improvement with a lens at the back.
I am liking it. If I can get with a lens at the back, I'm getting a good image. Obviously, it's a night vision spotter, so it's got to work well at night. If it works as well at night as it is just now, if you can get this lens thing sorted, it's lovely and light. It would be easy to carry about.
It's about with a discount, it's about 215 quid. So
that's okay. That's reasonable because when was the last time I bought a spotter? Sure 24 we're doing it for a while. It was a 6x50 spotter, and it was fixed 6 power, and it was quite difficult to use because the magnification the field of view was so narrow. It was difficult to actually see something. But with this having variable magnification is an improvement. It's the only issue really at the moment is this lens thing at the back.
Yeah.
It's for me it's unusable without the lens. I couldn't use it without the lens because I can't see the screen.
No, but hopefully we'll see how it works at night.
Yep.
And we'll try it on the various strengths of IR illumination.
Yeah, it's been on for over an hour now, and it's still showing 3 bars in the battery.
Well, brilliant. I did charge it up before we came out, but.
Yeah, but
in fact, no, I charged up last night before I asked everyone's opinion at FAC Air-rifle Club at Gark. It's not been charged up since last night.
Well, we're going to be using a lot of power to run the screen and the camera. We'll start to eat power from the switch Illuminator on.
Yeah.
It'll drop the 2 bars almost immediately, I guess.
Yeah.
But, that's the way of the world.
Okie dokie. Well, we'll be back with more video when we can when it gets dark.
And it's still holding on in colour at the moment. That's pretty good.
Excellent. Right, I'm recording Bruce right now. He's holding the 25mm handheld spotter, the budget one from customriflescopes.com. He's holding that, and he's got the illuminator switched off, but he's using the illuminator from the PARD 019 to try and spot the same rabbits side by side in two different scopes, two different spotters.
Basically, when I could see that rabbit on this screen,
Yeah.
with the PARD illuminator, but when I switched the PARD illuminator off and put the illuminator for this on, couldn't see it.
Right, that's interesting. But
got to remember, this is an LED illuminator, and that's a laser.
Right.
Much more powerful.
Okay, but the spotter you're holding, it's only got the one power level, doesn't it?
I believe so, yeah.
Yeah, but you can focus the.
Oh, that might help. Oh, it helps a lot. Oh, wasn't it? It didn't have the IR focused. That's better. Sorry.
So right now you're using.
It's lower magnification.
Yeah. But is it a decent handheld spotter?
It's not bad.
Not bad for 130 quid.
Not bad. Let's see. It take a wee bit of getting used to.
Yeah. My problem is I'm trying to record it with.
Sorry, mate.
No, I'm trying to record the image, but there we go. Obviously my phone is struggling to record an image on another screen. That's better. I've focused it now.
Well, I'm trying to get parallel with you. Trying to get the two screens parallel. That's the moon, by the way.
Yeah, that's the moon, yeah. If you look slightly more to your left, there are... Whoa, stop. That big hillock. They're round about there. Down a bit. A minute ago in the thermal, there are some rats or mice or something hopping around there. That IR torch is a bit bright, isn't it? For that close.
Mm-hmm.
So that's what, 40, 50 metres? And it's washing out a bit because it's a bit too bright, so you had to diffuse it a bit.
This is a good close range spot. It'd be good for ratting.
Yeah.
Be good for ratting, I would say. But it's a long range spotter. No, it doesn't need the legs.
Well, I would say good for rabbits and rats, but not for foxes. Because you're used to more long range thing for your foxing, aren't you?
Yeah. But I mean, okay, that bank across there, right? That bank you're seeing there is about 80 to 100 yards away. And I would struggle to see a rabbit on that bank with this.
Yeah, my problem right now is unless I hold my phone close, my phone is washing out the image. With the naked eye, I can see clearly the grass and moths and things flitted about, but my phone keeps getting washed out because it's got black all around. But trust me, anyone watching this, the view is nice and clear through this handheld spotter for 130 quid. Very clear indeed. So we realised that we had been distracted and we hadn't finished the test. So Bruce and I met up a few nights later at one of my pest control permissions, one of my farms, and we went out without any hardware, with no guns, and we recorded some paddock rabbits and horses, and I cheated a little bit. I used my thermal to find where they were in the first place, and then we knew we were in the right paddock. Yeah, so one thing we did spot is the handheld arm's length, the budget 25mm spotter that you'll see links for below. That obviously is more limited than the 200 odd pound NV019, but it's definitely got its uses. And I mean, if you're doing pest control with air rifles in a barn or confined spaces, and you're not looking to shoot foxes hundreds of meters away, this will be fine. It'll be really good. One problem we did have was the particles, dust, whatever it was in the air that evening. The PARD 019, this fella really saw past those, but the budget spotter with its LED IR illuminator, yeah, all those particles around in the air, dust mites, bugs, whatever they were, it was a bit like that 80s sci-fi where the flying through space was special effects, where it looked like the camera was looking up as someone dropped ping pong balls on them from above. it was a bit like that with the budget one on that particular night in those dusty conditions. Okay, I'm recording now. So, what was that you were just saying, Bruce?
This is the little handheld spotter we're testing.
The 25mm one.
25mm one. It's thrown a good beam, but the resolution is the image quality is much poorer than the PARD, primarily because the camera in this spotter is a much lower resolution camera than in the PARD, so the detail is much less. The image is relatively grainy. The screen resolution is probably not as high as the PARD either. So also we've got an awful lot of dust mites and bugs floating around in the air, which are tending to white out the camera a bit.
Yeah, they're reflecting off the laser, aren't they?
It's much more difficult to use to see stuff than the 019.
Yeah.
Okay, I know that there's a one rabbit there underneath the edge of that crate. It's one we looked at earlier on. There were 3 there before. I'm getting eye shine off of him. Whether or not his pals have moved, I don't know. Let's see that. I'll push that back in a bit. Even up there. That evens out the illumination a bit.
Although the dust mites are in the foreground, we can see the fence line.
Yeah.
Clearly enough in the trees.
There's not much detail. You would be struggling to see anything much out there.
Yeah.
You might see a horse, but you probably wouldn't even see a fox at that distance. I'm trying to see if I can get the focus adjusted here without getting my hands in the way. Yeah.
I've just glanced across at the PARD 019 and on the trigger sticks, and it's still showing a full battery.
That's good. That IR's been on for a while. That's good.
And that's full IR.
That's good. That's better. That's much better, because last night I think maybe it was that the battery that you came with it. Maybe a particularly high capacity battery.
Well, I think I charged the batteries yesterday, just for tonight, if I remember rightly. But this is my mobile phone is showing the view through the PARD. We'll compare that. It is showing a few dust mites, but
it's not nearly as bad.
No, it's not.
Not nearly as bad. It's because the lenses are different.
Yeah. And mobile phones are clever, so I can just about see. That's the whole screen. That's the whole of the PARD on screen. And what we need now is a rabbit to do a tap dance across the middle. Come on, bunnies, where are you? Oh, there's eye shine just left of centre.
Oh, you go left.
And there's bottom left as well. There's eye shine.
Yep. There's one right in the middle there at the bottom.
Oh yeah, there's one there as well. So this is a mobile phone held up, Samsung Galaxy S9 Plus, held up against the PARD 019 to give you an idea what we can see with the naked eye, except we can't get our eyes this close. Our eyes are sort of here, so the image is cropped left and right. But once this eyepiece focusing issue is sorted, this is going to be a cracking thing. Cracking device. And that's still on. Is it still on full IR?
It says IR3. Yep, it is.
So it's still showing full battery.
That's
been on a while now.
That's good. Yeah.
So we've done an optical zoom test and we've done a digital zoom test. And what's your decision about?
The best way to operate this tool, as far as I can see, is to run it on maximum optical zoom, which is ×6, and without any digital zoom. When we tried to go with low optical zoom and then bring up the size of the image using digital zoom, they just got noisy, and you couldn't see anything basically. Whereas if you use the optical zoom, you can see that it brings the rabbits closer, and then using digital zoom on top of that, a little bit of digital zoom is not bad, but as you increase the digital zoom, the noise in the image gets worse and worse and worse and worse, and it's not really giving you any more information you were getting without the digital zoom.
Right.
So for me, as is usually the case with these instruments, optical zoom beats digital zoom every time.
Yeah, cool. Right, so now I'm going to splice in some nighttime footage from Bruce, where he's done a comparison between the PARD's PARD 019's onboard IR illumination, 3 power levels, and a Syrius add-on IR illuminator, a more powerful one, that he attached via a jury-rigged Picatinny rail and the sort of female camera tripod thread underneath the PARD.
It's 10:42 p.m. on Islington Estate near Ellen, Aberdeenshire. We've just set up to look for a fox, which hopefully is going to appear at some point this evening. As you can see with the image on the camera, we're still in colour, we're still getting a good clear picture. Without the camera, it's very, very dark indeed. There's no way you could see the detail at the rear of that house with a pair of binoculars at the moment. It's way too dark for that. Yet the image here is still in colour and it's still perfectly sharp, still perfectly usable. Once it gets darker, we'll switch on to black and white mode and switch on the Illuminator and have a look at the same area in black and white. It's now 11:03 and in colour mode there's simply not enough light to give a reasonable image. So we're going to switch to black and white mode. Okay, we're now in black and white mode and you can see we're getting a reasonable picture. We don't have any infrared on at the moment. And we'll fire up the infrared now. And that's it on level 1. And level 2. And on level 3. Not a huge difference between level 2 and level 3. Okay, we're still in night mode with the IR switched off. We have now attached a Syrius XTL IR laser to the underside of the NV019 and we're going to let you see how that compares to the inbuilt laser illuminator in the 019. So first of all we'll switch on the IR, the internal IR from the 019 through its 3 stages. IR1, IR2, IR3. Not bad, and that's the IR, the inbuilt IR on its tightest focus. I'm going to switch it off. I'm now going to switch on the Syrius XTL, which is set at maximum power and at its tightest focus. So let's see what it does. And you can see a huge difference. The detail in that building is now perfect. Some eye shine coming from away at the edge of that field. In fact, that could actually be the fox we're looking for. That could well be the fox that we're looking for. If you would oblige us by turning round, I'll switch off the Syrius and switch on. And you can see, we can just see eye shine from the fox with the inbuilt illuminator. It'd be quite difficult to tell if anything was there. But if I put on the Syrius at the same time, there he goes. He's kind of behind that tree at the moment, but very, very obvious. It's clearly too far away to take a shot at the moment, but hopefully he's going to work his way towards us at some point in the next wee while and give us a chance to shoot him. So the combination of the 019 with the Syrius Illuminator is very, very good indeed. That is outstanding. That fox is a good 350 to 400 yards away at the moment, I would say. So again, with the inbuilt illuminator, you can see the edge of the field. You can just about make out telephone poles, but you simply, you get the occasional flash of eyes. Yep, that's good, but there's simply no telling what it is. You give it the old one, you give it the Syrius, you're in a much better position to make an identification. What's coming from?
At this point, I'm just going to splice in some daylight optical and digital zoom comparison footage that Bruce kindly provided, because his was a little bit better than mine. So thanks very much for all your help, Bruce and Davey.
This is a daytime test of the PARD NV019 showing, well, we're going to show the difference between the optical zoom at different stages and also the effect of the digital zoom. What we're looking at just now is with the 019 at maximum optical zoom times 6, but without any digital zoom. What we're looking at in the distance is the ridge line of a house. You can see there's an air vent on top of the ridge line, and there's also a stone which is about 4 inches in size, about 3 or 4 rows of slates down from the top of the ridge line. That ridge line is at almost exactly 100 yards away. The trees in the background are approximately 100 yards further, about 200 yards away. At the moment we're on maximum optical zoom. I'm going to reduce the optical zoom down to minimum so you can see what it looks like on ×1. Okay, we're now on ×1 optical zoom. The field of view is obviously much larger, and at this magnification you would obviously be using it for much shorter range targets, perhaps rats, something like that. What we'll do now is we will invoke the digital zoom and let you see the effect of that in daylight. Okay, so ×1.5 digital zoom, ×2, ×2.5, ×3. Now we'll increase the optical zoom. And again try the digital zoom. ×1.5, ×2, ×2.5, ×3. So you can see during daytime the digital zoom does have a good effect on increasing the magnification without decreasing the quality of the image too much. If you look closely at that air brick on the ridge line, you can just about make out there are some black patches in it. That's my sort of test for measuring the resolution of any sort of camera system. A good system resolve the little black holes in the air brick. This one is not quite good enough to do that.
So eyepiece focus test with the modified one by Ash at customriflescopes.com. So on minimum zoom I can focus literally down to 18 inches away, and held right up to my eye in our loft here, up to my eye. I can focus, I can see bottom left, I can see the Wi-Fi, bottom right I can see the full battery, top right I can see the IR indicator, the IR strength. If I go up to full zoom, I can easily focus on cliff top details quarter of a mile away. So yeah, for my eyesight that works perfectly. So thanks very much. And if you like the video, please like and subscribe.